no matter the discipline, movement is critical and important to your horses, and the flying lead change. Man, what a difference that makes from right to left. I'm joined with Darrell Vaughn today, right here in Aiken, South Carolina, the stable in the woods. Hey, Darrell, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Now, Darrell, when we talk about the flying lead change, it's not always something that you just start right out doing. You kind of lead into it.
Absolutely. Right now you see the riders, they're doing what we call a serpentine, and it allows the riders to get the horses conditioned to going straight lines but moving off of the right leg, left leg, so that they're aware of what we're asking them to do.
So what do you first look for when you start setting up a horse? And in talking earlier, you were saying that sometimes it might be 2, 3, 4, 5 days, maybe even a week or two before you actually ask for the flying lead change.
Right.
What are some of the things you utilize to lead into that?
Well, we're really thinking about rhythm and balance. That the horse isn't going too quick. If they're moving too quickly, they generally don't have balance. Their brains don't think that quick, and sometimes neither does the rider. So we just use a pattern like this to ask for a simple change through the middle and to rebalance as we're doing the serpentine.
And you don't necessarily do it just right off a corner either. You might have to do it on a straight.
Absolutely. We can utilize the corners once the horse starts to figure it out. But we use the straightaway to show the horse that this is the balance point that we want them to change at.
Now, you're mentioning balance a lot, and of course we've already talked about collection as well, and it's some of the same theories that we use on the Western side.
Absolutely.
Everything works and it crosses over, and I've just been so amazed doing all these Indy irons, just how much crosses over into, and what I've even utilized in breaking some of my Western horses. But there is a minute difference in balance and collection. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, the collection that we're using here, because we're jumping, is more of a collection where the horses are actually pulling slightly into the bridle a little bit. We don't want them being backed off because we really need them to lift their back so that as we come to a jump, they're well balanced to get over the obstacle.
So when you talk about the collection, what are you looking for?
We're really looking for that they might have a 12-foot stride, so they're really covering ground. And then we shorten it with the same amount of energy, though. So we're collecting it all up. We're squishing it together, again, so a horse can lift and ask for the flying change.
And it's a matter also of making the way the horse's natural gait and how he works and utilizing that, because I've noticed we have 2 separate gaits on these horses here. We've got with Lauren and your other young Tyler.
Yes.
Like the big bay horse, he kind of stays up under himself and doesn't really stride out that much. Talk about how you would make some changes there to get things done.
Well, this the large bay horse actually is a very quiet, kind of equitation-like horse, and he just needs to lengthen his stride as he's coming across the middle. So we use the corners to collect, and then as we come out of the corner, we lengthen the stride, we maybe give a little bit and encourage the horse to stretch its neck out a little bit. And once they get that, then we can keep it more collected and put our leg on, and they'll move their hind legs a little bit better, which helps for those horses that get you know, the flying changes late.
Now talk a little bit about this exercise and the pattern that these youngsters are doing right now to get that.
Right now they're doing what we call a 3-loop serpentine. So they're going around, and as they're making their left-hand turn, they really have their inside leg on, and that encourages the horse to use their inside leg on any corner or turn. And then now the horse has to listen on the straightaway, going straight across the middle. Now the horse has to be straight in their body. And then they make another turn, and now they're moving them off their right inside leg. So now the horse is getting both sides, and then we'd go ahead and pick up the canter, which we'll be doing, and we'll pick up the canter and do a simple change through the middle, which then further lets us down the road go ahead and get the flying changes in the middle.
So all the components are there, and this is a neat little exercise to get that done. Work on your flying lead changes, collection, supple. Hey, it's all there.
It's all there.
You just use it right there. Thank you, Darrell, for joining us.
My pleasure.
That's in the irons.